All right, chapter 12.1 is systems of linear equations, specifically using substitution and elimination. You should have seen how to solve systems in previous math courses, so this should be a review, at least until we get to the 3 by 3 system. So the objectives are to solve systems of equations by substitution and elimination, identify different types of systems, so there's some vocab there, and then solve systems containing 3 variables and 3 equations. That's probably going to be new for you guys. Okay, linear systems of linear equations, they can be used in kind of some different real life scenarios. The classic one is like movie theater sales. So for instance, let's say we've got 2 different types of movie tickets you can get. $10 is the normal price. Let's say students get a $2 discount. So let's say students is $8. We're going to set our variables. We're going to say that X equals the number of normal $10 tickets, and Y is the number of student tickets, the $8 one. And let's say in one evening, the movie theater brings in, let's see, 4,630 in sales. So we can write an equation here and say, well, $10 times the number of $10 tickets, so the number of normal price tickets, plus $8 times the number of student tickets is going to equal 4,630. So our goal would be to figure out, well, what is X, what is Y? How many tickets were sold at $10? How many tickets were sold at $8? We can't solve this equation because it has 2 unknown variables. So what we do is create another equation. So for this, we need to know another fact. We know that the number of tickets sold is 525. So we say, all right, well, X plus Y equals 525. So this right here is a system of, in this case, linear equations, a collection of 2 or more equations, each containing 1 or more variables. All right, here we have an example of a system of equations. This one's linear. We know it's linear because the x and the y don't have any exponents with it. So here we've got 2x plus y equals 5. That's our first equation. Our second is negative 4x plus 6y equals 2. And I'm going to go ahead and label these. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Now, the solution of a system of equations is the x comma y point that fits both equations. So you plug in x and y for equation 1, and it's going to give you 5 as your answer. You plug in x and y for equation 2, and it's going to give you negative 2 as your answer. So let's say that we have 2 and 1, and we want to know, is this a solution of our system? So all we have to do is plug it in. So let's plug it into equation 1. Let's start with that one. So we have 2 times 2, because that's x, plus 1, because that's y, equals 5. So this is equation 1 that I plugged it in. I'll do that. So let's see, solve this equation. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 does in fact equal 5. So the 2, 1 works in the first equation. Let's see if it works in the second equation though. So do equation 2. Let's see, we have negative 4 times 2 plus 6 times 1. Does that equal negative 2? Let's see, we've got negative 8 plus 6, which, yes, negative 2. So this one works as well. So in this case, our 2 comma negative 1, or sorry, 2 comma 1, this would be our answer, or our solution of our system of equations. All right, we have 3 different scenarios that we can have when we have our systems of equations. So the first one is if it's consistent and independent. So this one, we would have 2 lines that look like this. Now, we notice they only cross at one point. That one point is your solution, and that means that they are intersecting lines, they have one solution, so we call that consistent and independent. If it's inconsistent, we'll have 2 lines But what we'll notice is that they never cross. They are what we call parallel, and in this case, there are no solutions. I'll go back over here. This one has one solution. Our last one, it's kind of cool. In this case, both lines would be like basically the same line. Or if you graph them, you would find that you graph the two lines on top of each other. So it's the same line. That's what we call consistent and dependent. And in this case, we have infinitely many solutions. It means no matter what we plug in for x and what we plug in for y, like what ordered pair, it's going to fit on our graph. Okay, probably the easiest way to solve a system of linear equations is by graphing. Now in our graphing calculators, we have to solve for y first, right? Because we plug in a y equals. I will do another short little video on how to plug these into your calculator and find the point of intersection. I'll do that. But what I want to do with this one first, before we can even type this in our calculator, we have to get these solved for y. So for the first one, let's see, I'll do equation 1 in red. So 2x plus y equals -1. Well, this one's the easy one, right? Just minus 2x on both sides. So then we have y equals -1 minus 2x. So this is what we would type in our calculator. Let's see, I'll do the other one in blue. -4x. So I hit the wrong one. There we go. -4x plus 6y equals 42. So you want to move the 4x over. So 6y equals 42 plus 4x, divide by 6. You have that y equals 7 plus 4 over 6x. You can reduce that to 2/3, or it doesn't matter. You can type in your calculator just like that. So these two equations, we're going to type in our graphing utility, our graphing calculator, and then I'll show you to find the solution on that. All you have to do is figure out the point that they cross, or where they intersect. All right, here I'm going to show you how to solve this equation or this system by substitution. So notice it's the same system that we just went over. We're going to solve it by substitution, which means we take one equation, we solve it for either x or either y. Then we plug it into the other equation and solve. So let me show you. Notice our first equation. Let me label them. This is 1. This is 2. We're going to take our equation 1 and we're going to solve it for y. Now, I picked y because notice y has no coefficient with it. Y is almost by itself. So it's easiest to solve this one for y than for x, because you just got to minus this 2x over. So y equals -1 minus 2x. So we're going to take this -1 minus 2x. We're going to plug it into y in our second equation. So we have now that 4x, -4x, plus 6 times -1 minus 2x equals 42. Now we have an equation that just has x in it, and we know how to solve these. So let's see, -4x plus, multiply that, All right, combine like terms there. -16x minus 6 equals 42. Add 6, add 6. And then divide by -16. And we find that x equals -3. Now, almost done, not quite. So we know that x equals -3. We can take this -3 and plug it into either equation and solve for y. I'm going to plug it in over here because we already have this one. All right, we already have that this y kind of already solved for itself. So we're just going to plug this in. So y equals -1 minus 2 times -3. So we multiply first. we get positive 6, which means that y equals 5. So that means our solution, our xy coordinate pair, is negative 3, comma 5. Okay, example 5, we're using the method of elimination, which is a little bit different because now we're going to figure out a way where we can add or subtract our equations so that one of the variables eliminates itself. It cancels out. So in our equations here, look at equation 2, negative x plus y equals negative 3. If we multiply this equation by 2, so you'll see some cool things happening. So it becomes, let's see, 2 times x, negative 2x, 2 times y is 2y, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. I'm going to rewrite our first equation here up on top, because now we're going to add these two together. 2x plus negative 2x just cancels. 3y plus 2y equals 5y. 1 plus negative 6 equals negative 5. So y equals negative 1. Now we're going to take that y equals negative 1 and plug it into either equation, the first or the second. I'm going to go with the second one. So here was our second equation. So I'm going to plug in negative 1 for y. So add 1, negative x equals negative 2, which means x equals positive 2, which means our solution is 2, negative 1. All right, example 6, we're going to look at solving an inconsistent system. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let's go ahead and solve this system, and I'm going to use substitution for my method because, for example, for equation 1, let's see, 2x plus y equals 5. This is an easy one to bring the 2x over to make it y equals 5 minus 2x. Then I take that 5 minus 2x, and I'm going to plug it into my first equation, or not my first, my second. Basically, you're taking this, and you're plugging it into that y. 5 minus 2x. So we're going to solve this. We know how to solve this equation. So 4x plus 10 minus 4x equals 8. Combine like terms. These cancel. 10 equals 8. That's weird. It kind of like went away. When you're in a system like this, you know, our x is canceled out and 10 does not, right? This does not equal negative, or does not equal 8. This is where you know that you have an inconsistent system, which means that you have two lines that are parallel. And when we have two lines that are parallel, that means we have no solutions because our lines never cross. All right, our next one is solving a system of dependent equations. So we have 2x plus y equals 4 and negative 6x minus 3y equals 12. I'm going to solve this one by elimination, because I'm going to take this first equation here and I'm going to multiply it by 3. So we have 6x plus 3y equals 12. And my second one was negative 6x minus 3y equals negative 12. Add these two equations together, and we're going to notice everything cancels out. So we have that 0 equals 0. That is when it's a dependent system, which means it's the same line and it's many solutions. All right, example 9 is solving a system of equations with 3 linear equations. So we've got x, y, and z. So we have 3 variables, 3 unknowns, and then 3 separate equations. To start, we're going to basically try to cancel out one variable first. So let's start, let's see, we're going to do 1 and 2. We're going to try to cancel out the x in those. So we're going to take equation 1 and multiply everything by negative 4. So we have negative 4x plus negative 4y plus 4z equals 4. We're going to add this to our original equation 2. So when we add this together, those cancel, our x's cancel. We have negative 7y plus 6z equals 20. Now let's look at 1 and 3. Let's multiply everything in equation 1 by, let's see, negative 2. I'm going to write this down here. So we now have negative 2x plus negative 2y plus 2z equals 2. We're adding this to the original equation 3. So our x's cancel out. We have negative 4y minus z equals 7. Okay, now we have two separate equations, two new ones. We're going to take these, so this one I have down here in green, and this one I have up here in blue. And these are going to form our new system. So let's see, I'm going to write that in purple. We have negative 7y plus 6z equals 20. And negative 4y minus z equals 7. So this is our new system that we're dealing with. So let's multiply the second equation here, this negative 4y minus z equals 7. Let's multiply it by 6. So bring down our first equation. Our new second equation is now negative 24y minus 6z equals 42. Add these together, our z's cancel out. We're left with negative 31y equals 62 divided by negative 31. And y is negative 2. So plug that in to one of the equations to figure out what x or what z is. Actually, we're going to figure out z first. Make this smaller. Okay, so what we're going to do is plug in y equals 2 into either of those equations in purple. I'm going to use this one right here. So we have negative 7 times negative 2 plus 6z equals 20. So 14 plus 6z equals 20, minus 14, 6z equals 6, divide, so z equals 1. So now we have two variables, one left. Our original equation 1 was x plus y minus z equals negative 1. We know y, and we know z, so let's plug those in. So x plus negative 2 minus 1 equals negative 1. Negative 2 minus 1 gives us x minus 3 equals negative 1. Add 3, x equals 2. So our three values, or our ordered pair, but in this case in an order like ordered triple. So x, y, z. Or you can write it as x equals, y equals, z equals.